Can you share a little bit about yourself and the shoulder pain you were experiencing before we started working together?
Yeah, so I basically, I was in pain every day. I couldn't hardly do anything overhead, trying to lift overhead, anything, very weak. And if I did push it, I paid the price for the next few days. I was very, very, sore and, couldn't get comfortable even sitting in a car to drive. It was just like sitting here for too long. I would just constantly be moving because I couldn't get comfortable.
Yeah,
Um,
fidgeting and trying to find that like right spot with it. Can you touch on like sleep a little bit too?
Sleep, yeah, sleep, I couldn't. I'd wake up, basically with, numbness down the entire arm, almost like an impingement or something.
Yeah.
Um, I tossed and turned. My sleep quality wasn't that great. Like, I didn't get much REM sleep, hardly any dreaming whatsoever. I'd wake up and didn't feel rested most of the time because of the constant shoulder issue. Um, and then then also I noticed too, my other side started trying to compensate too much, I think, for the weaker side. And I started noticing maybe some light arthritis setting in a little bit for overuse, trying to compensate.
Can you walk me through like some of the stuff you tried previously before starting working with us?
Yeah, so basically my primary care provider is the VA doctor, and so I rely on the VA for most of my medical needs. And they basically did imaging. Imaging doesn't tell you the whole story with a basic X-ray, obviously. Um,
So true.
so then they sent me to chiropractic, and I went to chiropractic, and I'll be honest with you, I don't feel like it did much for me. Maybe there are some that are more thorough or something, but the chiropractor I went through, feel like it aggravated it more than it helped it, to be honest.
Yeah.
They sent me to physical therapy, and in physical therapy, they were trying to, obviously they're trying to help you with mobility and strengthening, but I felt like it wasn't tailored towards me specifically. I felt like it was kind of a generic, one stamp for everybody who has this type of pain in that area type thing.
You got shoulder pain, you got that sheet of exercises. Let me ask you this. What was different about our approach compared to like some of that PT and chiropractic from like exercises?
I would probably say the fact that you were attentive tailored my exercises towards the exact type of pain and problems that I was having, because those first few weeks, and I don't really know if I gauged the pain-o-meter the way I should have, but they were kind of rough on me. I really, was pushing and sweating. Believe it or not, just those 15, 20 minutes of trying to do them, I was sweating through trying to, I guess, regain and push through those exercises. But with being consistent, though, I noticed improvements pretty rapidly. Like, I started noticing, oh, I can put my hand behind my back now and like scratch my back without feeling like, like everything's so tight and hurting. Um,
That's all saying I were able to do those dips today, right? Like going.
those dips were, and before I would do them, Joey, and I could literally tell that one side of my body was like in protest. Today, I couldn't tell the difference between one shoulder or the other.
Mm,
Not even one iota of a difference. And that actually surprised me because I expected to, I expected that, to always have some sort of a deficit there. And I may in some ways, but at least with the dips today, I did not have any deficit whatsoever.
that's awesome, man. What did you think about like from the communication side back and forth? Do you feel like that was pretty easy to follow, like from the questions being asked and answered?
Yeah, I like the fact that you checked in on a weekly basis, and you also had an open door policy that if we had questions in between, you got back with us. I don't think there was a time you didn't get back with me the same day, honestly, and I didn't expect
Oh,
that.
yeah, always have my phone on me, man. Always have my phone. If it's a quick question that I could respond to, like in between calls or something, easy peasy. If it's something a little bit longer, then yeah, obviously we'll hop on a call and kind of talk through some different things.
When my questions were probably a little more than just a quick answer for me.
Yeah, the those
Um,
first couple weeks, first month, man, like I threw a lot at you because I needed to know how your body responded to it because like everything was just so damn bound down, right? It's like we had to like free up, throw some WD-40 on those different areas and then get a little bit more specific. How was it like, on your side, like seeing the exercises and logging things on the app? Do you feel like that was easy to follow?
Very easy to follow.
What would you say to someone who's hesitant about starting a virtual shoulder rehab program like this with us?
I would say Kinda like in my situation, you've gone through all these other things more than likely, or you're seeking answers, and maybe you haven't. Maybe you haven't gone through the gambit of, physical therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture, even whatever. But for someone like myself who's gone through those things and seen virtually no healing, no increase in mobility, only more pain, lack of tailored to my specific situation. It's just trying to like going back to the VA thing. They gave me a piece of paper that you could tell had been photocopied probably 10,000 times. It was so barely legible,
That's so
and so
and everybody gets that same piece of paper, man. Doesn't matter if you're like 25 or if you're 70.
exactly. I would say, especially if you tried all the things, man, I was kind of at my wit's end. I was like, I've got to either accept the fact that I'm just never going to be able to do half of what I used to do, or I've got to go outside the box, go outside the mainstream and try something
Let me ask you this, man, like, have you even mentioned, like, heavy at all?
very
Okay. What's the most recent that, like, you've maybe kinda worked up to?
380. Um,
I love that. And then what were you
two,
at
2 days ago, I think it was 3 days ago, something like that.
yeah, 382 days ago. What were you hitting, like, 6 months ago?
I couldn't even get 200 up. I mean, not comfortably anyway. And I felt very weak on one side. Like I knew that I was overcompensating for some stuff.
Yeah.
I was all tight back in there and stuff.
380 is freaking crazy, man.